Give me the green light.
I'm ready to go right now. I'm ready to go right now. You know what's been the song been killing me all week?
What?
Oh, first let's do our introduction. Welcome
to
another what?
We don't have our instrumentation.
Oh yeah,
it's too far away.
Sorry. Jingle, 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 jingle.
Jingling.
Shake it, tambourine.
Okay. That commercial. Have you seen it? The Peloton commercial that you said? It's so cute.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Shake your tambourine, go and take it in.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
they just taking hip hop and commercializing the heck out of it.
They got this little cute little old white lady.
Shake.
Yeah, she's like, gotta love that.
Oh wow.
She was going in.
I can't. Lord Jesus. Anyway.
And everything.
Welcome to another episode of Bible by Blacks, people.
Yo.
We are still willing to accept any audio media for our intro song because we still don't have one yet. But we do have our video clips for y'all as we are moving into
2024.
Right. And eventually being a video podcast. So for those of you who listen to us on a podcast platform, we appreciate y'all. But you can also go to our YouTube channel and see us in person.
So you can see what we look like.
Yeah, if you really want to.
But I want to let you know I don't always look like this.
No.
I did
we
not.
We are not glammed up
like this.
We're not the Kardashians. We don't have a glam team. Follow us around.
My bathroom counter is my glam team.
Oh wow. So you know what's been stuck in my head though all week?
What?
Miss Kim Burrell.
What did she do? Because I didn't see the whole. No, wait. Hold on. Weed. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Weed.
Don't let it out.
Hold on.
Go.
Weed.
Yeah.
Hold on. I will say this. I kind of tend to tune Kim Burrell stories out because I don't think she's a nice person.
And that's what's been on there.
And I did briefly see she interrupted somebody or something.
Somebody interrupted her.
Oh, okay.
Yes, she was invited out.
Okay.
And was singing a song, which I'm about to try to find the clip. But she was singing it, and the lady was like, she was like, "This is a solo song. Please stop singing," in the middle of her thing. And she was like, "You in the mask. Let the mask use you." How have you not seen this?
Did this happen this week?
They've been talking about it all week.
This is a rough week for me. Mentally, physically, emotionally. I'm sorry. Okay.
Here we go. I'm about to play it for you. Let me turn it up.
Wait a minute. You want me to hold it?
I'm good. I just need for you to hear it.
Lift your hands when I say thank you.
No.
It's a solo. God's using me. Don't sing with me right
Oh!
I'm singing alone now. You, ma'am, with that mask. Let that mask work for you. I'm singing alone. No, I'll be back. No, I'll call you when I'm ready.
Your face. How have you not seen that?
Like I said,
Everyone
I tune
has
her
done
out.
parodies of it.
But I literally tune her out. And I don't even mean it in a disrespectful way. It's just she's extra.
She's extra.
She's
maybe like Auntie
that
Kim
was rude.
struck again.
Right. That was a little rude though. That was a little rude. That was a lot of rude.
She has now released a video, either it was this morning or yesterday, saying, y'all need to look at the other part of the video because on the next song, I eventually invited the lady up on the stage before movie, which she did. But it's like, yeah, but you did that after you shoved the whole lady in the middle of church service. And how you would not expect the congregation to sing along with you in the song?
Miss Kim, WWJD, honey, okay?
Right, because it's not like us as an audience, like watching that, you can't even barely hear what the other lady, whoever
I heard
was singing.
a little bit of the...
Right, a little bit, but you really hear Kim because she on the mic. So you really hear her.
That's messed up.
Thank you.
This is a solo. This is a solo.
Ma'am, this solo.
I don't need your help. God, what you said?
She
God's using me right now, not you.
Thank you. She was like, lady with the mask.
Let the mask work for you.
Let that mask work. When
That
she
girl
said,
said,
let
"Let
that mask work for you," I was like, ooh. Is our hands about to be thrown like at church? Because it's been much.
That's messed up.
I have never been at a church where that has happened. Now, I have been at, this sounds bad, especially because it was at my grandpa's church, but I have seen choirs and you've seen the people battling for that spotlight in amongst of an actual, it's one of those, it should be like a mass choir type song. So you have your sopranos, your tenors, and your altos, and everybody got that part, but you can hear those few people louder than everyone else, or loud. They're trying to out sing each other. Have you ever experienced that in church?
I've seen it. Yeah,
I have. It's funny to me.
Well, actually, the churches I usually go to have more like praise teams. So is it the same thing you're talking about, like a smaller group of people?
No, I'm talking about like it's
Choirs?
mass choir.
No, I've never seen a mass choir in person.
What?
Never. Ever.
What?
Nope. As many concerts I've gone to.
We need to go to Ebenezer Baptist one day, just so you can experience that. I don't know. Oh my gosh, girl, you talking about sweaty robes, tambourines, and all of the stuff moving?
Does it help that I've seen it on TV several times?
No, you need to experience that in person.
I don't think I have, honestly.
What?
Because the church I go to often, not that much, but still, it's a smaller group of, like I said, a praise team.
Yeah.
Like, you can't call them a choir. At the most, it's like, for real, it's like 6 vocalists.
No, I'm laughing because I'm wondering, because there be so much tension in choirs that a lot of churches have been going smaller to just a praise team. They're like, we can't deal with all these egos.
Yeah, and then growing up, I didn't have a choir. We just sang.
Yeah, we had a choir. We had choir director. Yeah,
I don't know that life.
And they be getting into it too with the choir directors, because the choir director be like, you're not listening, you off key.
That reminds me of that episode of Living Single when Regina thought she could sing. She wanted the church. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
She wanted the church solo, and she was off key. And CeCe Winans was the guest star in that episode. Regina was like, "There'll never been a time in my life when he would let me fall. There's never been a time."
That's like, remember when Gina and Pam was saying,
my God.
"Hold on the light."
Say the word for darkness. Hold up the light.
I'm choking. I'm so sorry, you guys.
Oh man,
I love that episode.
And then Sinead came and busted up.
Man.
Okay, I'm sorry.
And I was like, "Hey, down today." Sorry.
I keep hitting this daggone microphone.
Don't hit the microphone anymore. All right, you guys. But yes. I don't see how people don't think Martin is funny.
I don't
That
know.
is classic comedy.
It was good too for me. I always loved Martin.
I might go watch that episode tonight. The light.
That's the same episode where he was like, "Gina, you gotta push.
Right.
You got to push. Just
Push it till you get it right.
No,
Push.
Gina, you gotta push.
She's like,
Push. Push. And she was like, "You can't push."
And then everybody was like, "What?"
Pam said, "Are you giving birth? What are you doing?"
Oh my gosh.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, you guys. Now that our silliness is out, on today's episode,
Hello, Bible by blocks.
we're going to be talking about Jesus and the homies.
The homies.
The 12 Cipes, as we call them.
That sounds like a gang. We're not doing that.
Oh, well, the Disciples is a gang.
It
You
is
know
a
that,
gang,
right?
yes.
So I don't want to call them the 12 disciples either. I mean, that is a gang.
Can we just go back to saying Jesus and his homeboys?
Jesus is a homeboy.
Because Cipes just sounds so like
It's so hood.
it sound hood. It sound like they snatch
we're
gold
not the
chains.
apostles, but who's gonna say all that?
I'm not saying apostles.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get
Wait,
tongue
you said it
tied.
sound like what? A chain?
They snatch chains. Like you say, snipe the Cipes. They just sound mean, and they don't sound like good people at all.
They roll up for Jesus. They're like, "Hey,
You heard what he said.
hey, man,
Sit down and listen to the story.
right? You need to come sit down in the store. You need to come sit. He's trying to save you."
You a mark. Get saved.
Right. Get saved. Get saved.
But why not just have a whole West Coast accent?
I know, right? Why? Why?
Get saved. Gang, gang.
Gang, gang. I'm gang ganging for the Lord. It's the Cipes right here.
I can't do that. I can't. I just can't.
Woo.
Okay.
So again, we are going to talk about, because as before we talked about Jesus as a baby. We talked about him as an adolescent when he went and just decided not to get in that chariot and ride his butt home. When they went 3 days looking for him. But his uncle, what was his uncle's name? Cleophas. Do you think when Jesus decided to start recruiting people, did he consider his uncle Cleophas? Or nah?
I don't think so.
No.
Nah.
He was like,
because like I said, I think Cleopas was a drunk uncle.
yeah, we made him
he
a drunk
was
uncle.
like-
You said he talked like James Brown.
No, Jesus. Jesus. I like his stories, but I can't do it.
Because I bet you his mama, she was like, Jesus, you should take your uncle with you. And he was like, Mama, I cannot take Uncle Cleophas with me. People
Jesus, where you
don't
going?
understand what he's saying, Mama.
This is where you going. What you doing? What you doing?
See?
No.
Yeah, I'm sure Mary's like, why don't you take your uncle with you?
No. He barely wanted to take his cousin, right?
Well, no, it's not that he wanted to take his cousin. Jonathan was like, remember he was like 9 months or whatever older than him. But he was like, I have a purpose too. Okay. Now, I may not be the son of God.
Yeah.
Okay. But I got a purpose. And my purpose is to, like I said earlier, prelude to you. I got to get the people's mind. I got to get them baptized and give them a little taste of the word early. Mm-hmm. And get them prepared get your flock prepared for you.
That kind of reminds me of Jon Snow, a teensy bit.
Why?
Because, okay, in like the first books and season of Game of Thrones, remember how Robb was like suited to be like kingly and, whatever. The family, Robb Stark.
Yeah.
Jon was always like, that's not me, that's y'all. I don't have that in me.
Yes.
My purpose is something different. He's like, I don't even know what it is, but it's not that. That's what it just reminded me of.
Right. He's like, I ain't trying to be no leader.
Right. I don't want
He's like,
to.
I don't want to be a leader. I'm going to go to the wall, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And so John the Baptist is like, he's like, was his cousin, not John, his apostle.
I thought they were the same.
He was not one of the Cipes.
We said we were not going to call them Cipes.
Yeah. So he was his cousin. And he said, again, he had his own purpose, which he was not wrong about. He had things that he needed to do and get done. And so he went out on this journey and, he ends up coming across them and getting baptized. Mm-hmm. But what we're going to cover today is literally just the 12
The homies.
The homies.
Jesus is my homie. I think I had a shirt that said that.
Oh, that'd be cool to have.
I had one. It's gone now.
Someone threw it away? Or
I probably
think
outgrew it.
somebody stole it?
I don't think nobody stole it. I might take my stuff.
Okay. If you say so. And so, all right. So we're going to start. We're really going to summarize this, guys, because we're not going to go through every single, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John and all the stories. Not today. Today, we're just going to talk about how he came across them, how they ended up following him.
Right. Do you want to give it the names real quick, the rundown?
Okay. So if everybody can remember the names. This reminds me of when we did the League of Extraordinary Prophets. Because there was like 7 of them or something like that.
It was a lot.
But so of the 12,
excuse me,
this is who he had. Simon, who is also known as Peter, his brother Andrew. Then there was James and John, who were also brothers. Philip, Bartholomew, I think you said that was your favorite. Thomas, Matthew, another James.
See.
Thaddeus, Simon, and Judas Iscariot. Got it?
Yeah, we all know who Judas is and what Judas did.
Judas. Judas of Iscariot.
Why you gotta say it like that?
Well, cause I mean he was sinister. Now, honestly, I think he
Sinister.
started off with good intentions. It was just, I think he got tempted by the money or something like that.
I think it was money involved.
Yeah, because I think that's the whole thing. Like he betrayed you just for 5 pieces of silver or something like that. Like, dang, that's cold blooded. My life only worth 5 pieces of silver, or however many it was.
In today's world, that's like 50 cents.
Right. Well, who
If
knows?
that.
I don't know what that equates to, but either way,
It don't sound like
I
a
know
lot.
I bet he would be worth. If I myself think that I'm worth more than, $100,000, Jesus, I'm sure is worth an unlimited amount of money.
Yeah.
You spend all that time watching this man do miracles, and then you won't betray him. That don't make sense to me.
It don't.
But hey, it was all part of God's plan. So what do I know? So I'm going to go over this little summary, you guys, that I found. And it's going to talk about the calling by Jesus. Mm-hmm. So it says all 4, dang it, I don't know how to say that word. Canonical.
Ooh, child.
Canonical gospels. In other words, the 4 gospels in order record the circumstances in which Jesus and some of the disciples were recruited. So it says, according to the Gospel of John, Andrew, who was originally the disciple of John the Baptist, so his cousin, and another disciple of John the Baptist, which they believe was a different John, ended up picking up and following Jesus. They spent the day with him, and thus becoming the first 2 disciples called by Jesus. And it says, for this reason, the Eastern Orthodox Church honors Andrew with the name.
Don't do it.
I'm going to do it. It won't be me if I don't do it. Protocletus.
Jesus.
Protocletus. Which means the first called. Despite Jesus only briefly requesting that they join him, they are all described as immediately consenting and abandoning their nets to do so. The immediacy of their consent has been viewed as an example of divine power. Blah, 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 blah. And then it also goes into John the Baptist and how he baptized Jesus. Now, what I really want to touch in is pretty much how he met the other disciples along the way.
Right.
So do you think he was with John, his cousin, got baptized, John's other 2 already his presumed disciples was there, and they were like, well, we've gone as far as we can with you, John, we about to go ride with Jesus? Or you think Jesus was like, come with me, I need you with me because I have a higher purpose than John?
I think it's that one.
Yeah. And they was like, say less.
Yeah. Because look how many he got.
True. Like, we catching the flip side, John.
Yeah.
Dang. Peace.
John was like,
wait.
what?
Who gonna carry my stuff?
Wait for me.
I need to load up all the extra robes in the back of the wagon as we leave the ocean from the baptismal.
He's like, trifling.
Right. Like, daggone.
How dare y'all?
So now it says in Matthew, it describes Jesus meeting 2 brothers, which are James and John, after they were after he just recruited Simon and Andrew. Excuse me. And it says Matthew and Mark identify James and John as the sons of Zebedee. I'm not sure who Zebedee is. Apparently it was someone important.
Well, Zebedee has a whole separate
section. Right. What's it say about Zebedee?
It says, excuse me, Zebedee, according to all 4 gospels, was the father of James and John. The gospels also suggest that he was a husband of Salome. Sure. Where Whereas Mark 15:40 names women who were present at the crucifixion, and his wife was one of them. It says Zebedee was presumably a fisherman of some means, although named several times in the Gospels. The only time he actually appears is in Matthew and Mark, where he is left in the boat after Jesus called James and John. So he was there when he was like, so he took the robes home. He took everything home.
Oh, he was like, don't worry about it, guys. I got it.
And then the last thing it says, Mark's note that Zebedee was left with the hired men implies that the family had some wealth and he lived near Bethsaida. Okay.
Okay.
So Zebedee had a little small role.
Just a little small role. But he was the father
Yeah.
of James and John, who were fishermen. And it says here that they were literally out, casting nets, trying to collect fish. And I believe that's part of the story of when Jesus says, hey, pick up your nets and come with me or whatever.
I mean, can you just stop right there? If you're just doing your daily duties, looking for catfish or tilapia or swai or
Because if you're a
pollock.
fisherman, that's their job.
That's their job.
Right.
And they just doing a thing. And then here comes this man rolling up on you. Right? This is how it happened. I feel like his presence was just so great and just whoo.
Yeah, it had to be.
The net's
For me to
gone.
Just
They-
up and leave my job.
Right. They could have had a whole trough of catfish.
That it was about to make bank on selling.
And all of a sudden they're like, wait a minute. I'm going with you. I'm going to leave this and I'm going to go with you.
Right.
That's a lot.
And I don't think any of these people was married
I don't think so either.
or had kids because they just up and left.
I'm like that.
Right. Say less. I'm coming with you, Jesus.
Zebedee was like, y'all better go.
Right. That was like, y'all know who that is?
You know, we heard a lot about him. They're
Ain't that
going.
just-
Hi, Jesus.
Right.
They're going.
Ain't that Jesus of Nazareth?
I got it. I got the catfish. Get
Embarrass
yourself.
me.
Get yourself out of here. Get out the boat.
Go dip your hair in water real quick and run your hands through it.
Right.
Look at that.
Wipe your face.
You smell like fish. Go and clean up.
You smell like halibut, boy. He's coming.
Oh my gosh. And so it says that there's parallels in the accounts of Mark and Luke, but Matthew implies that the men had also abandoned their father. Since he is present in the boat, they abandoned behind them. And so, yeah, like you say, he probably was like, y'all better go. But
I
they
don't
trying
think
to
that.
make
Yeah,
this look
I'm
like
not gonna
he's
go
the
with the
father.
man. I feel like he was an encouraging father and was like, y'all can go ahead. I got this. I'm not gonna go with the bandit.
Right. So then it jumps into, in the summary that I'm reading, it jumps into the fact that it goes in to describe in Jesus's ministry, he noticed a tax collector in his booth. The tax collector was Matthew, which is the author of the book of Matthew. And then there was also
Levi.
he's also acknowledged, I guess, in the book of Levi and the book of Mark. And he's asked by Jesus to become one of his disciples. Matthew, who is also known as Levi, is stated to have accepted and then invited Jesus for a meal with his friends. Tax collectors were seen as villains.
They are.
Right. Still to today. Ain't no word.
They is.
Nobody likes the I of the aura of the
and
S.
the S. Okay.
Okay, we don't. Sorry if y'all listening, but nobody likes y'all. In Jewish society, it says, and the Pharisees are described as asking Jesus why he was even having a meal with such disreputable people. Dang, they it sounded like they didn't like them more than they didn't like lawyers.
Yeah.
Dang, that's cold blooded.
Of course, taxation's on my monies. I mean, yeah, I don't like you either.
Right.
Give me the lawyer anytime.
It says Jesus' reply to them when they would ask him that is it not the healthy who need a doctor, but the sick? I have not come to call the righteous, but sinners to repentance. So if you was a tax collector and Jesus asked you was a whole sinner and he was coming to help you, he was like, no, you don't need to do that job.
Jesus was like, y'all can't get nothing from me anyway, so just listen.
Right.
Just follow along. You ain't gonna tax my wealth. My wealth cannot be taxed.
That's got to be like, okay, so the two brothers that were fishermen left their job. Now you have a tax collector who's probably making more money who decided to leave his job and come and follow you. So like you said, I guess it's like again, like we were talking about before, there's a heavenly glow.
An aura
of this man who people are like, that's Mary and Joseph's son. There go Jesus. Let's follow him.
Not even in the aura, just by townspeople talk. You know, they're Matthew/Levi probably like, oh, I ain't seen him yet. Let me go ahead. Give me my money, please.
Right.
He's probably doing his daily work. Like, I don't know who he is, and he rolls up on him. He's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna shut down for the day.
Right.
I'm gonna just put my tablets up, and I won't collect. Just closed. I'm going with him.
Yeah, I wonder if Jesus spit some game to him, like, hey man, you know this ain't right. You ain't supposed to be out here taking them good people's good hard earned money.
He probably leaned in him real close. You know, you overtaxed him, right?
Right. And you know they probably made it like he was like they said, like tax collectors villains. I compare this to Robin Hood, like the sheriff in Nottingham. Yeah. Like he was just so mean. And like you're only supposed to be collecting like 2%, but he over there taking like 30% of people's income. Like, man, you ain't supposed to be doing that.
You remember in the movie adaptation of Ray Charles movie with Jamie Foxx?
Yes.
Remember? Was it? Yeah, it was that movie. You know, of course, he's blind, so he couldn't see how much he was getting, but he could feel it. So whenever whoever that guy was that would cash out their performance, he always shorted him like $20, and he would feel it. I feel like that's what the tax collectors at that time were probably doing, just shorting people of their profits, or overcharging, overtaxing, or just being downright dirty.
So this goes into the account of one of his first miracles, which we're not going to cover all his miracles, but the first one we're going to talk about. So it says in the Gospel of Matthew, this event takes place shortly before the miracle of the man with the withered hand. It says in the Gospel of Mark and Luke, it appears shortly after that miracle. Jesus summons his 12 disciples and gave them authority over unclean spirits to cast them out and to cure every disease and every sickness. These are the names of the 12 apostles: Simon, who is known as Peter, his brother Andrew, James, his son of Zebedee, and his brother John, Philip and Bartholomew, Thomas and Matthew, the tax collector. They keep giving the man the title, the tax collector. James, the son of Alphaeus. Okay.
Alphaeus, probably.
And Thaddeus, and then Simon the Cananaean, and Judas Iscariot, the one who betrayed him. And so, again, we're not going to talk about the miracles, but the fact that Jesus did a miracle, the 12 disciples was there, they saw it, and then they was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. And do you think he was at that point was like, well, y'all can do it too?
Yeah.
Like, I grant you the power to go do it.
He said,
right.
Y'all can do it now.
Now, the messed up part about it is you healed someone's withered hand.
Mm-hmm.
You sent them to go cast out demons. If I was one of them, I'd be like, wait a minute, what?
Wait, what if they got like an instruction manual of how to do this? Because, again, Jesus don't need one.
Right.
So he probably gave him a little scroll. He's like, this is how you do it. This is what you got to, this is what you're going to be doing.
Right.
They get to we got to cast out demons.
Exactly.
Do you know how to cast out a demon? I don't know how to do that.
And
Okay.
so, again, I would have been a second take for me. Like, wait a minute now. So we're not going to go heal someone's hand or someone's foot? You want us to actually go cast out demons?
Well, they kind of can do that if it says to cure every disease and sickness. So it's there, but demons come first, apparently.
That's what, again, it's got to talk about the demons. I've been like, wait a minute, I'm not prepared for that. We need Jesus 101 training.
I'd be like, I'm skipping that house.
Dang.
That's not a part of my, nope.
And Jesus is probably like, I'm not, like, what do y'all not get?
That's
I
part of
my power. Go
It's not
do
a part
it.
of my apostleship, sir. No. It's not why I joined the band.
And they went to that first door and was like,
come in. No.
right. I'm sure if it was the brothers, James and John, they'd be like, nah, I don't think so.
They probably did rock, paper, scissors.
Right.
Who going in?
Like, James, you open the door first.
No,
He
you
was
open the door
"Nah,
first.
You open the door first. No, man, you do it. You the
You
oldest.
open the door. I don't care.
You the oldest.
Your
You
name
do
come
it."
first alphabetically.
Nah, I was told to hold the oil.
Rock, paper, scissors, go.
Right. And they open the door, see something spewing out stuff.
Man, I would have closed that door so fast. This house is not clear. We're going to come back to
Right.
it. Actually, I'll leave it for Jesus to do.
I couldn't even imagine being in that situation. Like you said, pulling out the whole instructions. Be like, okay, says step 1, hold them down. Step 2,
The holy
oil.
water.
Throw the oil. We need an old priest and a young priest. Where's the rosemary beads at? Like, there's none of that then. Man,
Close that
listen.
door right on back.
I would have been like, are you sure you don't want to come with us for the first round to make sure we do it right? You know how like when you first get trained on the job, usually your supervisor watches you do something to make sure you do it right. I'd be like,
like,
you sure
y'all
you don't
got
want to? You don't want to come with us?
Y'all got it.
Yeah, he was like, I need rest.
I trust you.
He was like, no, I'll try to go.
You got it. Just
He said,
pray
"Go
on
preach
it.
to myself."
Go, yeah, preach. Go. Go. And then he was like, go. Do it.
Right. Now, you know there was, who do you think was the eager one out of the bunch?
Out of the 12?
Yeah.
Okay, let me see. Looking at these names, I think,
Go for it.
well, I was going to say Simon.
You was going to say something. I was going to say Bartholomew.
Leave Bartholomew alone.
He seemed like the overachiever.
Because of that long name. Bartholomew.
He was like, I got something to prove. I can't wait to go back and tell him how many people I healed and how many people I saved.
I just chose Simon because that name is usually like kind of, geeky and also overachiever. Like you associate Simon with the brainiac. So he's probably like, yeah, I got it. I can do it.
You think he was walking around with like a paper and a scroll pen? Mm-hmm. He was like, healed.
Yep.
One.
I am literally picturing Simon from the Chipmunks in this scenario with them glasses.
Yeah.
Yes, and little
Oh, that's cute.
little Simon. Yeah, we love Simon, but that's what I'm thinking.
That he was, you're right. He's the one. But
Yeah.
yeah. So he was the overachiever. He was the one who was like, I'm going to come back with the most healed, the most, not resurrected. What's the word? Exercised, I guess.
Exorcise.
Yeah, exercise. The most, people turning their lives over to Jesus.
Yep.
That's what you think.
And we already know Judas ain't do much.
I was gonna say, who would you think was the lazy one? So
Judas.
you think Judas was like, all right, I just need to do one. As long as I do one healing a day or one healing a month or just come back with one, then I've done my job.
This how he did it too. He probably just walked, meandered through the town. See the bite. You need a healing? Got it. Gone. But what was wrong with me? You pick one. You got it. I gotta tell my master folk. Just go down. Bye.
Wow.
I did it.
You did it. Now, who do you think was the most gangster disciple? Because that was always one, and I think we talked about this like when we talked about him being with his his siblings and stuff.
Simon Peter probably was the most gangster one.
You think it was Simon Peter?
Yeah. Not
Probably.
the regular Simon. Or maybe Matthew even.
See, I thought it was Paul. Which is also
Which one
Saul.
came? Saul.
Saul, Paul. It's the same.
Where is it? Did you read that name off?
Yeah.
Where?
Or is it Peter who is also known as Saul? Or it might be this. Lord. Where is Saul?
I'll read it again. It said the first one, Simon, also known as Peter. That's why I said Simon Peter.
Right.
Okay. And Andrew. James and John. Philip, Bartholomew, Thomas, Matthew, another James.
No.
And then Simon and
Saul
Judas.
up in here. Hold on.
That's a different person. He's got his own stuff in New Testament. You
I feel like that was another one.
You just read them, Blanche.
I know, right?
Because you do. I'm sorry. Yeah, he's not on here. It's not on here.
Paul the Apostle, which is Saint Paul.
It's a different apostle, right?
Was he the replacement of Judas?
No.
Oh man, I got
Getting excited. Judas was replaced by Matthias.
Dang, he don't get no mention, no love. Matthias
the apostle. Okay. According to the Acts, he was chosen by God through the apostles to replace Judas following his betrayal of Jesus. His calling as an apostle is unique in that his appointment was not made personally by Jesus. And it was also made before the descendant of the Holy Spirit upon the church. There is no mention of Matthias among the list of disciples, that's probably why, or followers of Jesus in the 3 synoptic gospels. But according to Acts, he had been with Jesus from his baptism by John until his ascension. Well, good God Almighty.
Well, look at that.
We
learned something else. Interesting. And then I guess Paul was just another prophet, I guess, or whatever that came along. If he was a part
I feel really bad. I should know that. There's like 5 Pauls in my family.
Okay.
I'm so serious. And I know that name is like very powerful and like what he did, but I just don't remember right now.
Yeah, because that's why I always thought he was an apostle, because they talk like he's very powerful.
No, he's big dog.
But
in
you
the New
think,
Testament.
okay, so gangsta, you think it was Simon.
Yes.
But you also think Simon was the overachiever.
No. Simon Peter. I think he's a gangster one.
Okay.
Regular Simon.
Simon was the overachiever.
Yeah, the brainiac.
Okay, and we both agree Judas was
the lazy one. Yeah.
Was the lazy one.
Yeah. And everybody else kind of just, filled in the gaps.
Do you think that when they, again, obviously he sent them to go do these first sets of miracles, and then they came back with their tally of what they did? You think they got along? Like all 12? Seriously.
I honestly think they might not have gotten along right away. Because literally they're just assembled. They're thrown together.
Right.
It's like making the band. You don't know your counterpart until you get in the studio.
Jesus said, we form like Voltron. Right. I'm the head. Y'all make the legs. Y'all make the arms. Tail. Y'all make the body.
Y'all figure it out.
I'm
so
the head.
It probably took them some time to get their groove going.
True.
Yeah.
Right. And there might have been some hate, like, oh well, I could see Simon and Andrew being like, well, we was the first one.
We was the first.
Honestly, we OG'd him because we actually was hanging with his cousin first.
Right.
And then we was the first. Mm-hmm. And then the brothers was like, yeah, but we the brothers. I mean, so we the
brothers.
Yeah. Like y'all was picked. Y'all was picked, like y'all were, again, y'all were grandfathered in. Y'all wasn't really picked and chosen. Right. We was chosen.
Right. I believe that. I do.
And then Bartholomew was like, no. Y'all don't understand. Me and Jesus is real homies.
I'll give you one better. Philip did not go through any name changes or was known as anything else in any of the other books. It's just been Philip. So good and well, he was very like, you know what I mean? Not snooty, not in a bad way, but like, right. I mean, come on, you got even Bartholomew, his name changed to Nathaniel.
Yeah,
in one of the books. Philip is just Philip. He was like,
I'm trying to see, like, how did he meet God? Not God, but Jesus, who is God. Trying to see how Philip, like, it doesn't really go on in like how we know he met James and John fishing.
Oh, Philip kind of cute.
We know he came across the other two. I ain't gonna lie to you. Wait, which one are you like? This picture?
No, this picture.
No, not of the old Philip. You're so funny.
Look at his eyes.
I know, he is kind of cute.
He's
He's grandpa cute.
He is.
I know y'all can't see at all what we're talking about, but he is. But it just says the feast day of, they're talking about the feast day of Philip, but I'm just trying to figure out how did he come about him?
Jesus? Okay, let me read what I found. It says, Philip is described as a disciple from the city of Bethsaida, and the evangelist connects him with Andrew and Peter. They're from the same town.
Okay.
He was also among those surrounding John the Baptist when the latter first pointed out that Jesus was the Lamb of God. It was Philip who first introduced Nathaniel Bartholomew to Jesus. See, I was right. He's cocky.
Okay.
Or in a good way. And he was one of those attending the wedding at Cana, which we'll probably get to later on. And again, it says, of the 4 Gospels, Philip figures most prominently in the Gospel of John. And Jesus actually tested him when he asked how to feed the 5,000 people. So yeah,
so he was the one with the 2-piece dinner. He was the one with the 2 fish and the
out of
1
my
loaf
face.
of bread, or the 5 fishes and the 2 loaves of bread.
Away from me.
And he was like, "You better figure it out."
Did you really just call it a 2-piece?
It was a 2-piece dinner.
Get away.
Lon John Silver.
Get
Lon Philip Silver.
Get out.
And he was, and I could see Jesus doing something like that too. Like, I'm in the middle of preaching to the people. You running up to me talking about, "Oh my God, there's too many people. How are we going to fill them? How are we going to feed them?"
Wait a minute. Wait, no. Wait. No. Because I got a whole visual. There's thousands of people listening to Jesus. And somebody said, "I am hungry."
No.
Wait.
Go ahead.
Because think about it. If you in a lecture, right? Think about those days, or like a meeting. You know you're going to hear this because there's this pitch quiet. You hear
somebody's stomach growling.
So that's when Phil was like, "Wait a minute, they need to eat."
Right. No, you know what it was. It was somebody in the 5,000. Like, if Jesus was in the front, all them rows of people, someone was all the way in the back. Philip was minding his business, probably like going to go get something, water or something for Jesus. And somebody was like, "Hey, my man, y'all got some food around here? Because we've been here for a few hours and we get hungry. And we don't want to leave the teaching. I mean, it's Jesus, but we kind of hungry."
I loved what he's saying, but I'm hungry.
Right, but I'm hungry. And then Philip go to Jesus. Jesus is in there talking and teaching. He like, "Hey.
Do you know? Hold on, my people. What?
What is it, Philip? Back is saying they hungry.
Philip, but you figure it out. Okay.
I don't know how to.
Is it him holding cover? You figure it out, Philip.
All we got is
Philip.
5 fishes and 2 pieces of
Philip,
bread.
make it work. So, as I was saying, my loves, my people, my friends in life.
That's the pressure on poor Philip. He be like there sweating, like, "I don't know what to do. How am I supposed to figure it out?" Look, he going on Peter, and I'm like, "What y'all want to do?" I'm like, "No. He told you to figure that out. Don't bring me in it." So,
this is Judas. I don't know if they said amen like that back then, but he's probably like, "Yep, what he said, amen."
Oh my gosh. That poor
I'm not helping.
He went over in the back in the corner with that basket. He was like, "All right, Jesus, could you just pray over the fish real quick?" And he said, "Bless him."
I handed it out.
And by miracle, every time he handed, it just kept going and multiplying.
I can't remember what we're gonna talk about the miracles in a minute, but I can't remember what movie that was. What I saw of the depiction of the 5 loaves and 2 fish thing. Oh, because they had the 5 loaves and 2 fish, and they kept breaking it and giving it to the people. So like at that one little this is what I saw in the movie, like one little basket.
Sure, it's not.
No, we were not watching no Mel Brooks in Sunday school, bro. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, that's true. That is not
but like it was just funny how because all them people were like, holding their hands out,
right?
And every time somebody would hold their hand up, they get something. It's like, and the apostles were like, "Well, dang," like,
right.
He really did something with these 2 little fish, yeah.
Right. The 2-piece dinner that they had. You think
2-piece special.
You know there was somebody in the audience. I was like, "Y'all got any butter?
Some hot sauce?
Some hot sauce?" Or like someone we know who always likes condiments. And they be like, "You got any ranch? You got some ranch dressing?
Y'all got the special sauce over here?"
Right. And I know Philip was over 5,000 people. Like, don't be asking me. Look, this is what we got. You got fish and bread.
Put it together. Make a little fish sandwich.
I don't have no salt, no pepper, no lemon,
tartar,
no lemon herb. Like, don't have none of that.
I don't even have Kool-Aid for you. That was not part of the miracle.
You better go get you some water.
It's a stream right there.
Right. So I did. So okay, and you think Philip was the. What did you say?
I don't want to call him snooty.
Snooty. Okay,
but he's powerful, as one of those summaries just said. He's got a little bit of air to him. I'll say it like that. I don't want to call him bougie, snooty, or think he was better than everybody, but he got a little something to him.
I think Bartholomew was because his name was, and like you said, another version is Nathaniel. He probably was the cute one.
See, why you had to go there? Well, I did first.
Was like, hey, Nathaniel.
I did it first because I said Philip was cute. Let me see what Bartholomew looked like. Girl.
It's like, hey, Nathaniel.
I want you to take that back. I want you to take that back. Okay. Yeah.
Look at the little younger version. He got a beard.
Okay. He has nice eyes.
Right. The younger version of the drawing of him is
Bartholomew.
But, they was like, hey, Nathaniel. Y'all think, you think they had groupies?
I would say so.
Dang, that's crazy.
Because they're gang. They all 12 roll deep.
You think that's how they rolled up into the city? The girls would be like, oh man, the Cipes is coming.
I said we're not calling them the Cipes, Jesus.
Cipes. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
But they was like,
the 12.
Girls, the Cipes is coming. You got to get ready.
He probably was sitting in their window of their little hut. Like,
I imagine just like, how you see the Westerns and the women be in the saloons on the balcony.
Yeah.
And they be like, hey, boys. Hey. I'm sure that's how
I can't whistle.
Oh, Lord.
See, I can't do that.
I can do a little bit. No, I'm not that good. But that's it, yeah. I'm sure they did have groupies following them.
Absolutely. They roll deep.
So then Thomas, who it says that's messed up. He's commonly known as Doubting Thomas because he initially doubted the resurrection of Jesus Christ when he was told that he had risen from the crucifixion. He was like, y'all stop playing. No, he didn't.
Hold on.
Somebody's like, yeah, he did.
You said that he was known as Doubting Thomas?
Yeah, that's what they said.
It's funny because it says in the Gospel of John, he's also known as Didymus. So I wonder, does Didymus mean doubt in somebody's language?
Oh, maybe.
In some etymology?
Yeah.
That's
possibly
pretty interesting.
But it says when Jesus appeared later and invited Thomas to touch his wounds to prove that it was him, that he did it. And then he showed his belief by saying, my Lord and my God. Jesus then said,
wait a minute now.
What?
It was not until then read that part again.
So this is talking about after the crucifixion.
Right. Okay. Read that part again.
So everybody was talking about, oh my God, Jesus is back. Jesus is back. And Thomas is like, nah, he ain't.
Okay. All right. Maybe I've clarified myself because I thought it was sounding like, no, that's impossible. I thought it sounded like he didn't believe anything until...
No. He was just saying he didn't believe that he was back.
Okay, I misunderstood.
And they was like, nah, he is. Because I remember when he came back, everybody was saying he kept appearing in different places. He would just pop in.
Yo.
Right. And so he was like, nah, stop playing. Like, he was probably like, stop playing, y'all. We ain't got time. We got work to do.
He's probably sad, too. Like, he's gone.
He was in his feelings.
Yeah.
A bit.
He's gone.
Like, oh, my Lord. But then, when he was like, touch my wounds, he was like, okay, you know what? You right. So Matthew, we know, was the tax collector, as they could call it, and how he, met him. So how do you think he met this other James?
Let's see.
James is a Pharisee.
Girl, no. Don't do it.
Dang, it says he's also known as the minor, the little, and the lesser, or the younger.
Or James the less.
Dang, that's... Oh, you see that?
What?
Some interpretations, he's also James, the brother of Jesus.
What? Huh.
Remember we talked about, remember his brothers was James, Jose, Judas, and Simon.
Right.
It was his four
That's
brothers.
why I be getting confused because everybody got the same name.
Everyone does have the same name.
So if we go by that translation, just for, giggles right now. So if James really was his brother,
James the lesser,
what do you think Jesus said? Do you think he was like, just come Come on. You think you had to like really persuade him to come along according to this translation?
He probably was like, you went on the wrong path, James. I can foresee it.
So what was James doing?
James, remember we was talking about last time when James was like, he wanted to date some girl. And he's like, he couldn't talk to Jesus about it. So Jesus was like, you were on the wrong path. You worried about the wrong thing. You were worried about getting right.
Get right with God.
Right. And he was like, you know what? Just come on. Come with me.
James probably like, do I have to?
Right.
Do I need to?
So funny. Yeah, it does say that it says James, son of Alphaeus, whatever, is often identified with James the Less, who is only mentioned 4 times in the Bible, each time in connection with his mother, who refers to Mary, the mother of Jesus, the younger, and of Joses, and referred to Mary, the mother of James.
Okay, so let me go back because the Alphaeus thing was just throwing me off here. I just want to read that real quick. It says for that, he's a man mentioned in the New Testament as the father of the 2 apostles, Matthew, the evangelist, and James.
Okay.
He is implied to be the father of Joseph or
Ooh. What, they're trying to say Joseph ain't Joseph's brother?
Oh, child. Wait a minute. Ooh.
Wait.
Let me read it again. Let this sink in, y'all. He is implied to be the father of Joseph or Joses. And in the church tradition, he is... Okay, that don't even make... Y'all don't care about that. So that means Mary, quite contrary, had more than one baby daddy.
You know what? They wrong. I don't believe that.
I believe it.
Because see, this one says something different. It says Mary, mother of James the Less and Joseph, wife of Alphaeus, was the sister of Mary, the mother of the Lord, whom John names of Cleophas.
So it's 2 Marys.
Her father, yeah. Okay. And from the family of the clan for the same reason. So I think they were related.
Here we go again. Everybody has the same doggone name. It's like Aegon, and Game of Thrones.
That's exactly why Game of Thrones is like that.
Mary.
There's several Marys. There's several Johns. There's several James, several Peters.
Man, I remember growing up so confused because Mary Magdalene, that was the whore, right? She was the whore.
Right, Mary Magdalene, and then Mary, his mama.
And I got them confused at one point. I was like, how's mama Mary Magdalene? Right. You sound like, what's her name? Phaedra.
Oh, I know, right? And then so Jude, the apostle, who is actually Thaddeus.
Oh, okay.
So Thaddeus is also, looks like he's also known as Jude because they didn't want to refer to him as Judas.
Some of them say Judas.
Right. They say it's also Judas, but not to confuse him with Judas Iscariot.
You guys,
so he was called Jude the Thaddeus.
Everybody their own name.
We need a family tree or
y'all
some
worse
type
than
of
Jamaicans
chart.
Right now. Okay.
You said what?
They worse than Jamaicans. I already told you how that went down with me and my family.
Yeah. But I think we need an org chart. Like
not the org chart.
Right. There's Jesus, then probably Simon and whatever. And then underneath they were like, okay, this is where you stand.
That's crazy.
So yeah. So it says Judas was called by many names. He was Judas of James, for he was the brother of James the Less. He was also called Thaddeus, which is as much as say is taking of a prince. Or Thadi is said of Thadia, that is a vesture, and of Deus, which means of God.
See, that's the problem. All these different variations and translations and interpretations. Y'all probably did that,
right?
Talking about we're gonna call Thaddeus Judas. No, his name is Thaddeus. Leave it as that. Let it be.
And then, so the other Simon, the one that you said was the gangster Simon.
No. Gangster Simon Peter.
Okay. He's Simon Peter.
Yeah. This is Simon the Brainiac.
He's the Brainiac?
I said Simon. This Simon.
Yeah.
Reminds me of Simon from the Chipmunks.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So they didn't say it, but he's a Brainiac for me.
I get what you're saying.
Right.
So I guess it looks like he also came along with the homies. It doesn't really go into how much, like how he met him. But last but not least, let's see how he wrote up on Judas. Because, and that's the weird thing. Jesus knew who he was going to be to him. He already knew he was a traitor. But you had to play this game for however long to pretend that you didn't know the dude was going to betray you. That's crazy.
That's crazy. That is bad.
So it says, okay, everybody talks and focuses on his betrayal, but we want to see exactly how they came about. And it says the earliest possible allusion to Judas comes from the first epistle of Corinthians, in which Paul, the apostle, the guy I was talking about, does not mention Judas by name, but uses the passive voice of the Greek word, which is the Bible translation is the one who betrayed him.
Ooh.
What?
I rolled up on something real good.
Okay. Well, hold on. I'm just trying to see first before we jump there. Look what they got. Y'all can't see it, but they made this picture of Judas Iscariot like this homely looking man. In other words, it makes him look like someone who would sell someone out for some change.
He
like
does
he
look like a miscreant.
Like a what?
A miscreant.
Okay, yeah.
Juvenile, delinquent, unsavory.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so you're looking for when it...
Yeah, like how did he roll up on him?
How did Jesus meet him?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't see anything.
But while you are looking...
Yeah, go ahead.
Go back to what we said a few moments ago. It was actually 30 pieces of silver. What he sold him out for. Yeah.
So not 5, but 30.
30 silver coins. And you know what he did with those 30 coins? Would you like to know?
He didn't do anything with them.
Yes, he did. He didn't kill himself.
I promise you he did. But go ahead.
Well, I guess it's the same thing. But it says in Acts, Peter quotes as saying that Judas used the money to buy the field himself. Oh, let me go back. I got to go back. Got to go back some more. Okay. After learning that Jesus was to be crucified, Judas attempted to return the money he had been paid for his betrayal to the chiefs and priests. And okay, you're right, hanged himself. The priests used the money to buy a field to bury strangers in, which is called the field of blood because it had been bought with blood money. That's where that phrase come from, blood money.
Oh,
wow. Peter says he is saying that Judas used the money to buy the field himself, and he fell headlong, burst asunder in the midst, and all his bowels gushed out.
Ooh.
So which one is it? Did he hang himself or did he fall?
From what I understand,
it says it's hang himself.
I mean, there's two different versions. I don't know if he hung himself and then fell, snapped, like the branch snapped, and then he, and the bowels fell out. Who knows? I don't know. But it just says that, it just states that Jesus sent out the 12, including Judas, with the power to like we said, to heal the unclean spirits, basically, the people who were possessed and whatnot. But it doesn't really talk about how he, came across him. And maybe that's the problem. We got a backstory to everybody else. You got brothers, you got tax collectors, you got, cousins and all this stuff. And then all of a sudden,
you got Judas.
You just got Judas. And again, Jesus knew who he was and who he was going to be to him.
Okay, so let's expound on that real quick. So if Jesus knew, do you think the people knew too? I mean, not the people. His disciples, Lord.
No, I think
his homies.
Secret.
They didn't have any inclination. So they was like, yo, we all brothers in this thing, and we here, we rocking with Jesus.
We're brothers.
We're happy and we're singing and we're colored. Give me a high five.
I'm sorry.
You know what I'm saying though? Like,
right.
Do you think at any point somebody was like, somebody ain't right? I don't like your energy.
Okay, so here's what I think. All right. So if you have the 11 plus Jesus, and Jesus is like, it can't be complete till I have the 12. All right. He's like, listen, my posse's
not on Broadway yet.
My posse's not on Broadway. I need to complete it. And so when he and this is where I'm thinking, like, he was just like, all right, you'll do. You know what I mean? Everyone else he either knew or he specifically appointed. And we have a story of that. But if it's like, if Judas was the last one, he was just like, all right, you'll do. So it could have been anybody. It could have been a Daniel. It could have been a, you know what I mean?
So Judas is probably just walking by.
Right. He's like, hey, you want to follow us? I don't know.
I guess.
Could have been Mike. It could have been anybody. But Judas was the first person that he saw. It could be that, or...
So this is what I'm struggling with. Why didn't anybody be like, not that one. I don't like how he looked, Savior. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Dang.
you
Jesus would be like, thou shalt not judge.
remember those laws.
Right. So, you can't do that. But, again, Jesus being Jesus, he probably knew of Judas's character.
So maybe he wanted to probably see if he was going to act right and subsequently do right as a follower, like, as one of his
So at least
soldiers.
for the time being,
Right?
Because he knew the dude was going to betray him. He had to. He knew that because and I know he knew that because remember he kept telling, what's the name, Peter or whatever. He was like, tonight somebody will.
One y'all gonna say something,
right? He was like, somebody gonna say something tonight, and everybody was like, who?
At the Last Supper,
right? Who?
Yep.
And like you said, who would you say was the gangster one?
Simon Peter.
Simon Peter was like, who?
Speak on it.
Say less. Tell me their name. I'm running up on them right now.
Is it you?
Right. I bet you I'm telling you, he was the one that Jesus used to have to calm down all the time. He'd be like, calm down. It's not that serious. Calm down. These people ain't even listening to me. All right.
Just relax. I got it.
Right. Like, maybe it's your tone, Simon. Like, calm down a bit.
Well, why you ain't got that tone?
Right. So,
I'm trying to find that picture of the Last Supper because you can see who Judas is in that.
Man, you clearly can see. You clearly can see.
Wait, okay. Hold on a minute. Dang. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out, where, like you said, where the whole apostlehood comes from, but I can't find it. But
and I know we just talked about Jesus' death and how he, hung himself in a tree. Mm-hmm. But I feel like maybe the other one is more dramatic. Like where he, fell under the dust. So if it was like that, you think he fell like Nino Brown, like at the end of Nino Brown?
Idolater! Your soul is required in hell. I'm sorry. Why did you bring that up?
Because it's iconic.
Because now I can't get past the this is business. This is big business.
This is big business. Yeah, he was like, don't feel bad. This is business. This is big business. Told you I'd get off. He was so cocky.
He was so
and that man said, do it again.
Idolater! Your soul is required in hell.
Ice-T's character just was like, it's slow motion. He was like,
oh my God, I have to go watch that now. He was like,
well, everybody else was like, no.
Because Mario Van Peebles was like, no, because he wanted him to serve the time.
Yeah. Man.
Oh man, that old man couldn't take it.
I imagine that's how I pictured that scene.
That old man could not take it.
When Judas went down, what are the other disciples like? Betrayal!
So he was Simon Peter. Betrayal!
Is required in hell.
At the Last Supper. Like, bro, calm down.
Well, they didn't know at the Last Supper. They didn't know. But
you mean afterward? I think it happened.
Afterwards. Like, okay. I'm sure someone ran him down. Once they figured it out, it was him. He was like, your soul's required in hell.
Judas probably got the heck on. He was like,
And that's how he stumbled and fell, busting his head wide open.
You can have his money back.
Right. And Brandon was like, man, the staircase. He got shot and fell over.
It fell to the ground.
Fell to the ground.
And then all you hear is money, 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 money. Doop, 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 doop. Sorry, y'all. New Jack City is a classic. It's a good movie. It's a good, wholesome movie.
For the love of money, people will steal from their brothers. For the love of money, people will rob their own mothers. For the love of money. Look, that's probably was that credits rolled that day. They was like people betrayed their own savior for love money.
Can we wrap this up? Because I can't go any further. There's nothing else to discuss at this point. We gotta save all that energy for when that actually happens.
This is true. I think I just rolled into my silliness because I'm tired. But I just, in my mind, I can picture that whole Nino Brown scene.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, now I'm about to go watch that because I love that scene. Because I see, did he have like a toothpick? No. What's his name did?
Ice-T, right?
Not Ice-T.
The white guy.
Yes, which is, what's his name from 21 Jump Street? Not 21 Jump Street.
It's not 21 Jump Street?
No, but he was from The Breakfast Club.
Okay, I'm looking now. I can't.
Yeah, him with Molly Ringwald and all them.
It's
where they had his name. They were in detention.
Judd Nelson.
Yeah, Judd Nelson. Yes, I think it was him who had the toothpick because he just watched it too. I was like, they wrong. They gonna watch this old man shoot.
Oh God, that old man was like, no.
Oh Lord. So, all right. So again, this episode we just kind of wanted to touch and cover how he encountered the 12 disciples, the Cipes. From here on out, I know Miss Jaye don't like it, but they are known as
I can't fight it now.
She can't fight it. I mean, it's very gangster related. I don't know why, but it is. They was his homies. Mm-hmm. Ooh, so that means they would be considered the first gang ever.
I think so.
That's right.
I'm making face because the guy who plays the old man, we have the same birthday. That's awesome. And he's still alive, by the way.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yes.
Oh, classic.
That's cool.
But yeah, I mean, I think Jesus had to set out because, as we said, through his adolescence, he was already struggling with being not really a know-it-all, but knowing he has the wisdom. And it's like, Mom, Dad, love y'all, but I got to go on this journey. I have to leave. And he went on this journey and, came across, got baptized, came across these people, picked them up. He was like, you, get your stuff, go. Come with me.
Yeah.
And they went and they followed him.
Yeah.
And so I wonder how it doesn't actually give us necessarily a timeline of how long he was with the disciples. Don't know whether or not this all took course over a year, a few years.
I don't think it was that long. It don't feel like it was that long.
It's almost like they make it seem like Jesus turned 30, got baptized, met 12 people, did some miracles, gave them the power to do miracles.
Okay, time out. Because I feel like I've heard an actual age of when he would have passed away.
Well, yeah, they say it's like 33,
right?
33
okay,
or 34, something like that.
So maybe it's a couple years.
I mean, listen, it had to
Stuff takes some time.
He's journeying through different towns.
Yeah.
And back then, I don't think all of it. I think that by then they're spread out quite a bit.
Yeah.
So he had to make some journeys, and we know for sure 40 days, 40 nights he goes into his fasting or whatever.
Yeah.
So I imagine that this takes course over a year or a few years, not long time. But then he knows who's going to end up betraying him. Mm-hmm. He knows who's going to be the one to carry his church. That's why he talked about Peter being the rock that he will build the foundation of his church on, meaning that Peter's the one who's going to go and, not only just preach to people, but actually start building a church around it for people to come and attend.
Yeah.
So to wrap this up, who's your favorite site?
I think I'm gonna go with Philip now, because Philip just was Philip in every book, and
you say because he ain't changed his name.
There's no name change. He is who he is. He was who he was, and he was like, "Hey, look, he had to show off."
Yeah,
he didn't have to show off, and he didn't come from a background of like a seedy background, like the tax collectors. He was like, "I'm just Philip. It's cool."
See, I think if it was me, because I like accounting, I would probably pick Matthew the tax collector. Because he probably was like, listen, not only can I walk with you and ride with you, but I'll make sure your books is straight, just so that the people, that the government can't come after you.
Do you think they was like, we can charge a listing fee.
Dang. They charging at the door to get in?
Yeah, like if you just give them five silvers.
They was like, hey, if you got a red band, you go in front. If you paid and you only got a purple band, you in the back. I don't know.
What band you get? I'm purple. I gotta go back. I can't hear
go
nothing.
Back, girl. Oh, you couldn't afford the red? Nah. I don't think Jesus did that. Jesus was like, no.
Okay, so your favorite is the accountants? Those?
Yeah, I would say Matthew.
Okay.
Yeah. I said, he wasn't counting. We know it's tax collector, but
my bad. The same thing, just about.
Well, that's different, but still.
Yeah.
But I think he's my favorite. Now, do you think his mom and dad went on this journey with him?
Jesus? Mm-hmm. No.
Or his siblings?
No. They home.
They stayed home.
They read about it in the Israel Daily Gazette.
In the Israel Daily News.
Because
they're like, oh, that's nice. Look, he done made it to Galilee.
Right. He might have, wrote letters and sent it by, carrier pigeon or something. But no, they were home watching.
You think Mary was like, look, my baby made the paper.
Baby.
Look at that. And then the siblings like, oh,
here we go again.
There you go again. They always talking about Jesus.
There you go. Jesus in the paper again, mama.
Or the siblings, friends. Is that your brother in the paper? Yes.
I know. Oh my gosh. So in the next couple episodes, we're actually going to talk about the miracles and stuff that he did and who he spoke to and the people that came back from the dead. But that happened a lot in the New Testament. Mm-hmm. These people coming back from, the dead. That's interesting.
Yeah, they did. A lot of resurrections.
A lot of resurrections before Jesus. Hallelujah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we like I said, New Testament is full of stuff, and we getting there. We get to the meat and potatoes of this whole thing.
Hey, season 3,
rolling.
New Testament.
They see me rolling. That's probably their theme song. They hating, patrolling, and they gonna catch me riding. Gonna catch me riding dirty.
See, if it was me, I think they had like.
Oh, Lord. Here we go. Just get it out.
Up from the 36 chambers.
See, I knew it. There's probably a Triumph song, abomatomically, Socrates' philosophies and hypotheses. Everyone was like, yeah, those are they work. Okay, we're not doing this anymore. All right, y'all, thank you for tuning in. I'm cutting it. Shut down the studio.
METHOD.
Oh gosh. JESUS. Okay. I'm gonna stop. Thank you guys for tuning in. Look, she coughing. Tuning into another crazy episode of Baba Bob Blacks. This is season 3, the New Testament series. Follow us on the socials again. Please leave a comment, suggestion.
Don't dirty best.
Oh God. I gotta go. I don't even know what to say. Leave a comment, suggestion, share. We finna go. Turn your mic off. Look.
My mic is off.